It is frustrating if you're trying to lose weight and you're putting in all these efforts. You're exercising, you're eating right and everything, but nothing else happens. Well, at least you're not dropping the weight as much as you want to. And so some people blame it on bad genetics and think that they can't lose weight, so they might as well stay fat. Well, you see, weight gain is not the problem, it's a symptom of the problem. So maybe if we look deeper into the problem, we might be able to get you to lose weight. So today we're going to talk about four different hormones inside the human body that can block fat burning. By this I mean, in the presence of any of these hormones in your body, no chance, you have no chance of burning any fat. But before I go further, ladies and gentlemen, please touch the like and subscribe button and make sure you share this video. Now, if you're trying to lose weight and you've been trying to lose weight and you've been exercising and doing everything right, but you're still struggling to lose weight, you may have either one or all of these hormones very much more present in your body and is blocking you from burning fat. So let's go through these hormones. But before I start, let me just tell you what a hormone is. Hormones are chemical messengers that are produced by your glands and they perform specific functions in your body. And there are lots of hormones in the human body and they have different purposes. So today we're talking on specifically hormones that block fat burning, and this is general. It could be for both men and women that are struggling to lose weight. So first of all, what we have to look at is that when you eat food, right, a lot of people, before they get into the phase where they want to lose weight, most people usually do calorie restriction and so many other diets that they do, and it doesn't really help them, because when you do calorie restriction, it causes you more craving. And most people that I've worked with in the past have told me this, that they restrict their calories, they drop it, and it gets worse. It doesn't get better. At first they lose weight and then it keeps getting worse. So calorie restriction never works. And exercise, yes, exercise is needed, but exercise is just one small part of this whole problem. So there's a couple of mechanisms that causes you to gain weight. One of them is by eating the wrong types of food that would cause you to gain weight, but there are other things that you do that cause you to gain weight. So let's start with talking about the hormones. We've just explained what hormones are. So the first hormone that would block you from burning fat is insulin. I think everybody knows insulin. Insulin is the hormone that normalizes your blood sugar. So when you eat, it drives the blood sugar into your cells. Now, insulin is a storage hormone. So in the presence of any insulin, you're not going to burn fat. Now, you might think, oh, I only get a spike of insulin when I eat. Yes, that's true. But depending on the food you eat, you can cause the spike of insulin so high that it can stay up in your blood for quite a long amount of time. And considering most people, they eat every 2-3 hours, you can see how you have a leveled high of insulin throughout the day. So which means throughout the day, you burn no fat. Over time, this can cause you other problems down the line, leading to diabetes and all these kind of things. So that's the first hormone. Now, the second hormone we're going to look at is cortisol. Cortisol is your hormone that fights inflammation. It's your hormone that responds to stress. So every time you're stressed, you activate cortisol. And what cortisol basically does is it tells your liver to dump glucose in your blood. So every time you activate cortisol, as in every time you're stressed, cortisol tell your liver to dump glucose in your blood. And as long as there's glucose in your blood, insulin comes up, because insulin is the hormone that regulates blood sugar, like I've just said. So you can see the cascade of events that happens and this can keep you, from burning fat throughout the day or for weeks or months. So you're there eating every 2-3 hours, and you're also getting stressful events which most people have in their workplace or in their day-to-day life. Most people are easily stressed. They get worked up about very small things, and you don't really have to feel this. The moment you get stressed, you're activating this cascade of events, cortisol, and then dumping of the glucose in your blood, and the rise of insulin to normalize the glucose. So you don't even have to feel it. It just keeps happening and happening and happening, and up to the point where you can get a chronic stress, and that can cause you other problems. But we're not going to go into that. We're strictly talking about why these hormones are blocking you from burning fat. Now, the third hormone we're going to look at is estrogen. Estrogen is predominantly a female hormone, but it's also in men as well, but it's predominantly a female hormone. The estrogen is an anabolic hormone. It stirs things. It can make you put on weight, and there are different types of estrogen. So, and the environment we live in today is very estrogenic. Imagine the food we eat, the air we breathe, the cream you put on your body, the birth control pills you take. All of these things are very estrogenic. So you can see how you get a lot of estrogen in your body, and high amounts of estrogen causes fat storage. It irritates the cells that produces insulin, which can lead to fat gain as well. And the more fat you have, the more estrogen you have in your body. So you can see how this as well can prevent you from burning fat. Now, the final hormone we're going to talk about is leptin. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain that you're full. You eat food, you're full, you need to stop eating. Leptin is the one that tells your brain, okay, I'm full now, stop eating. What happens is when you have a lot of fat in your body, fat cells make leptin. So now you have a problem where your leptin doesn't function properly, because now your fat cells are constantly sending these messages to your brain, and your brain starts to reject it because it's too much. It's like a little child shouting at his mom constantly. Over time, the mom gets fed up and start ignoring the child. So that's the same thing that leptin does. So these are the 4 main hormones that can block you from burning fat. In the presence of any of these hormones, it doesn't matter how much exercise you do, you would not be able to burn fat. Now, let's look at things that we can do to suppress these hormones. We need these hormones, but we don't need them elevated at all times. We need them at certain times, and then they should go back to normal and give chance to the hormones that would help us to burn fat. So now, let's start again with insulin. For you to suppress insulin or to keep insulin down, there are a couple of things you need to do. First of all, intermittent fasting is very important. Intermittent fasting is a gap time within which you're not eating. So in this time you're not eating, nothing else is happening, so your insulin goes down. It goes down slowly over time, so it gives you time to burn fat. Secondly, you need to do exercise. Exercise makes you more insulin sensitive, so when it gets to the point where you eat, your muscles absorbs the food faster, because now you wouldn't need much insulin to drive the food into your cells, just a little bit, because you're doing exercise. And the type of exercise we're talking about is weightlifting. Don't worry, ladies, it's not gonna get you big muscles to make you look like a man. Your body is not physiologically created like that. So you just need to do a little bit of weightlifting. Well, obviously now you can't lift heavy weights, so we're talking about maybe a bit of press ups, some some body weight squats, some jumping jacks, some burpees, some lunges. All these kind of exercises, they will help you to become much more insulin sensitive. You just need to do 4 sets of 15 to 20 reps of each of these exercises, and you'll be good to go. And with the intermittent fasting, if you try to do 16 hours a day and you eat in an 8-hour window, So from the last time you eat your meal, your dinner at night, you count 16 hours to the next day before you eat, then you're somehow helping to suppress the insulin. Now let's go to cortisol. To reduce your cortisol, you need to reduce stress. Any stressful event in your body, you need to, in your life, you need to reduce anything that is giving you stress. Just try to stay calm and relax. You don't need to stress. There's no need to stress. I can understand now there's a lot of stress going around because of the current virus situation. People are dying, the news is terrible, and so a lot of people are stressed. But at the end of the day, the more stress you get, the more sick you get, the more fatter you get, and you don't want to be in that cascade of events. So you need to reduce stress. Secondly, you need to reduce inflammation. The higher the inflammation in your body, the higher your cortisol level would be. And the higher your cortisol level would be, the more dangerous it is for you, because then you're gonna be having high level of cortisol in one area and low levels in other areas, which can cause you cortisol resistance, just like insulin resistance in some areas of your body. So you do not want that. So you want to reduce your stress, and then you want to reduce inflammation. To reduce inflammation, intermittent fasting would help, and you need to eat foods that are high in omega-3, a lot of cruciferous vegetables, right? Foods that are high in vitamin D. Well, there's not much sun around now, so we basically looking at mushrooms, got some vitamin D, olives got some vitamin D. You can also buy vitamin D supplements, you know. I wouldn't say buy it in the shops. I did a video about vitamins, so you can go check that video out as well, because most of the vitamins in shop are synthetics. But I don't want to go into that now because it's going to make this video too long. Now, let's go to the third hormone, estrogen. Problem with estrogen, the environment we live in, as I've just said, is that it's very estrogenic. So the food you eat, for example, the vegetables you buy, is especially the ones that are not organic, it's been sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. All these things, when they go into your body, they act as estrogen. They convert into a kind of estrogen in your body, and these all add up to the amount of estrogen in your body, and it makes you get excessive amount of estrogen. So you, first of all, you need to go organic in most of the things you're eating, right? And you need to reduce maybe stop taking birth control pills, because that is estrogenic as well. You might want to start using condoms or speak to your doctor to find another way of solving the problem. But you definitely have to reduce the amount of estrogen that is going to your body. Even the creams you use, the face washes you use, you need to reduce all these kind of things. Most people put the plastic bowls in the microwave and they heat their food. That is all not good. I know most plastic says BPA free, but BPA is just one type of chemical on the plastics that they tell you about. There are loads of other chemicals that they don't tell you about. So, and these chemicals are all estrogenic inside your body. So you can see how easily you can get a lot of estrogen in your body. It's just all over the environment. So you have to find a way of minimizing it. So eat organic. You know, if you want to put something in the microwave to heat it, use a glass dish, or mostly glass dish. Be careful of the creams you use. Don't use 4 or 5 creams. Ladies, they use a lot of creams in their body. You don't need to use 4 or 5 creams. A lot of these creams are also estrogenic. You want to try to use maybe 1, you know. So yeah, that's with the estrogen. We have to reduce the amount of estrogen. Now with leptin, it's very simple. You have to lose weight. And to lose weight, you have to do all what I've just said you have to do, plus exercise, of course. And then over time, this will all be solved. By the way, before I finish this video, what I've just said if you're really interested in losing weight, it's meant to be a lifestyle. You can't do some and not do some. You have to do all of it. You have to be able to do intermittent fasting, eat a lot of cruciferous vegetables, reduce the amount of toxins you put into your body by eating organic food. This will all help to reduce your fat level and solve the problem inside your body. Because just remember, as I said, weight gain is the symptom. The real problem is what's happening inside your body. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this information helps. I'll see you next time.